was a beautiful day on the island of Sodor. Oliver and Toad were riding the rails around the island. Oh, I do like to be beside the seaside. Actually, Toad, we're in the mountains. They came up a ramp, but suddenly... What happened, Mr. Oliver? Looks like we ran out of track, Toad. But we've taken this route before. There's always been track. I don't know where the track went, Toad. Wait, do you see something over there, Toad? Off in the distance, they saw a little man dressed all in green, laughing. Looks like a whale, Mr. Oliver. Actually, Toad, it looks more like a leprechaun. And just like that, the little man dressed all in green ran away. Do you think he removed the track? Meanwhile, Sir Topham Hatt was stopping by Mr. Jolly's chocolate factory. He was picking up his weekly shipment. This looks delicious. Perhaps I will try some right now. But as Sir Topham Hatt tried the chocolate, a strange look came over his face. This chocolate tastes horrible. Have you switched the ingredients? Just then, Sir Topham Hatt saw a little man dressed all in green. Hey! Somebody put Mr. Bubbles liquid into the milk. There's bubbles all over my factory. And just like that, the little man in green ran away. All the chocolate is ruined. You can't eat that. Well, let's not be too hasty. Duck was busy hustling and bustling about the island of Sodor. He pulled up to the water tower to have a fresh drink. Filling up with water is the Great Western way. After he was done, he went on his way and continued along his branch line. He was stopping at Sudbury Station when something didn't feel right. He continued to a signal. Oh, I don't feel Great Western. I don't even feel Good Western. When the signal turned green, Duck moved ahead, but then there was trouble. I wonder what happened. But back at the water tower, a little man dressed all in green was laughing to himself as he stood next to some oil barrels. Percy chuffed in. He had seen everything. Hey, he said to the little man in green. You put diesel fuel inside the water tower. The little man in green started to run away. As Percy gave chase, he soon came to a muddy puddle. I love muddy puddles. Dinosaur! Percy was covered in mud. I don't know where that little man in green went to. I must go to the washdown to get clean. Percy was going through the washdown and was getting sparkling clean. But as the dryer started blowing, Percy got covered in chocolate. That wasn't supposed to happen. I'm covered in chocolate syrup. As Percy looked over, he saw the little man in green dancing on a box of chocolate. Hey, you sabotaged the engine wash. But once again, the little man in green ran away before Percy could do anything. Later on at Knapford Station, the engines were discussing what had happened. A little man dressed in green covered me in chocolate. That same little man blew up my boiler. Make no doubt about it, that's a leprechaun. What's a leprechaun, Oliver? A leprechaun is a little man that dresses all in green. He loves to cause mischief, confusion, and delay. They say he's impossible to catch, but the best way to do it is to find his pot of gold. If I already have his pot of gold, why would I want to catch him? In fact, if we have his gold, wouldn't he want to catch us? That's actually a good point. Then maybe to stop his mischief, Mr. Thomas, you should find his pot of gold. It's the Great Western way. All right, pot of gold it is. But how do you expect us to find that? Well, they say that a leprechaun will never stray far from his pot of gold. That means it must be somewhere on the island. Just then, the engine saw the leprechaun taunting them from far away. Hey, there he is! Let's get him! And the engines chased after him. Percy saw him on the junction of some points. I see him! But as Percy rushed past, Who put Fred there? Next, Duck saw him dancing on the transfer station. Oh, I see him now, fellas. Don't worry, old Duck's gonna get his goose. The points suddenly switched. But as the Duck approached the transfer station, how did the points get changed? Next, the Leprechaun was at Random Docks. He's beside the seaside, Mr. Oliver. Don't worry, Toad, we'll get him. But suddenly... Oh, I didn't see that one coming. So Topham Hat isn't gonna like this. Thomas was climbing Gordon's hill. He saw the leprechaun on a grassy knoll. I've got you now, Mr. Leprechaun. But as Thomas ran down the hill... Oh, I missed that leprechaun again. Out of the corner of his eye, Thomas saw something shiny. I found the pot of gold. The man in the hills had it all along. Now that we have his gold, the leprechaun will be sure to stop being so mischievous. Way to go, Thomas! Thanks, Percy. The leprechaun was not happy that Thomas had found his gold. Thomas? What's happening? I don't know, Percy. Just then, the leprechaun began to change. That can't be good. That's a whole lot of green. Dinosaur! Hey, Percy, I got an idea. What's that, Thomas? Run! Percy and Thomas chuffed off as fast as they could. Then there was trouble. Hey, I like this guy. Percy, we need help. I'll save you. Save yourselves. Ay, caramba. Arya yada. Sorwa gorgirara. How are we gonna stop him, Thomas? I don't know, Percy. Just then, something strange happened at a mysterious buffer. Look, Thomas, it's Lady. Lady, she'll know what to do. Lady chuffed towards her friends. Wow, Thomas, looks like you have a leprechaun problem. You could say that again. We need to give him back his pot of gold. Is there any way we can sprinkle his gold all over him? It's the only way he'll shrink back to his normal size. His pot of gold is actually magic gold dust. Maybe we need Harold. So Harold got over the giant green leprechaun and sprinkled his pot of gold on him. The gold dust landed on him softly. It landed on him lightly. The gold dust made the leprechaun revert back to his normal size. Oh, little leprechaun, Lady said. You don't belong here. Let me take you back to the magic railroad. So off Lady went, back to the magic railroad, taking the leprechaun with her. Later on at what's left of Knapford Station, wow, that got out of control. Yeah, that was really something else. Maybe it wasn't such a good idea to take his pot of gold after all. One thing that bothers me though. What's that, Duck? When the leprechaun went back on the magic railroad, what happened to his pot of gold? Gee, I don't know. Oh, here comes Thomas. Let's ask him. Hey Thomas, do you know what happened to that leprechaun's pot of gold? Gee, fellas, I don't know. What?
Thanks for watching Kids Stars Play. And don't forget to subscribe.